Community Resources for Science was established in 1997 by two parents with science backgrounds who were surprised to discover the lack of science in their own children's elementary schools. They began talking with teachers, learning about the barriers and challenges to teaching science. In response, they formed CRS to connect teachers with the wealth of science resources locally and beyond. Teachers quickly expressed a wish for various ologists to come and do science with students, and so our Scientist in the Classroom program was born. CRS has grown from a handful of scientists and teachers at a couple of schools to serving over 1,000 teachers at more than 100 schools in the San Francisco East Bay region. The programs have evolved with changing needs over the years, yet our goal remains the same: to help teachers give students more opportunities to do meaningful, hands-on science learning activities in order to inspire the next generation of thinkers, makers, problem solvers, and leaders. Our overall objective is that teachers have the resources, skills, and confidence they need to teach science well, providing their students many opportunities during their elementary years to do science, to meet interesting people working in science, technology, engineering, and math, and to discover their own interests, talents, and enthusiasm for science and STEM learning. The need is great. New standards in science, language arts, and math emphasize the process of gathering, evaluating, and communicating information, solving problems, and thinking critically. Scientists and engineers use these practices every day and can help teachers bring these practices effectively into their classrooms. We aim to strengthen our support for the teachers and students already in our network and to continue to grow to serve additional teachers and schools. We receive calls on a regular basis from educators looking to learn how to develop scientist-teacher partnerships in their local areas. We need philanthropic partners willing to invest in our innovative, proven, community-based approach to strengthening science teaching and learning. CRS serves an innovative, unique role as a connector, working with a constellation of strategic partners in science, education, museums, and community organizations. We build community among our engaged teacher network through comprehensive, timely information, online resources, professional development events, and motivational challenges and rewards. We nurture the relationships with individualized support for unique teacher needs, on call anytime, and need no other organization fills. We sustain a dedicated, enthusiastic, diverse core of scientists and engineer volunteers from all disciplines, more than 400 every year, through well-developed, effective training, coaching, and support that prepare our volunteers to be clear in communicating their science and in using best practices for inquiry and science teaching aligned with the standards. Thoughtful funding partners share our belief in science as key for students to future participation in the economy and as scientifically literate citizens in a democracy. Strategies that sustain CRS and maximize our impact include effective communication tools, multiple channels of engagement with our teachers and volunteers, and innovative use of technology. Rigorous and real-time program assessment and evaluation allow us to address issues that need attention in a timely manner, maintain high quality of experience for teachers, students, and scientists, as well as adapt and refine programs and services in response to changing needs. We understand the standards and the overall goals in science education, but we have a one-size-does-not-fit-all approach. Teachers and scientists receive personalized support and individual coaching and select the lessons and support that are right-sized for them. Our resources are available online and on call. We conduct quantitative and qualitative program assessment and evaluation tracking our progress toward annual and multi-year strategic plan goals in real time through cloud database software. We conduct post-presentation and end-of-year surveys of participating teachers and scientists, and we track metrics such as the number of teachers, students, and scientists, the number of placements and support requests, and of course impacts on participants. Responses show that our programs strengthen teacher practice, increase the amount of science taught, and increase teacher confidence, and demonstrate to teachers that science investigations engage all types of learners. We conduct quantitative and qualitative program assessment and evaluation, tracking our progress toward annual and multi-year strategic plan goals in real time through cloud database software. We conduct post-presentation and end-of-year surveys of participating teachers and scientists, and we track metrics such as the numbers of teachers, students, and scientists, the number of placements and support requests, and impacts on participants. Responses show that our programs strengthen teacher practice, increase the amount of science taught, increase teacher confidence, and demonstrate to teachers that science investigations engage all types of learners. Most people don't know that we have a really small staff for all that we accomplish. We have 3 full-time staff and 3 to 4 part-time staff who support specific projects. We've sustained 20 to 40% annual growth for the past several years, with per-teacher costs going down each year. At a per-student cost of about $10, our return on investment is unmatched. We've developed and implemented new programs in response to changing needs, such as our Science Superstar Challenge to motivate and recognize teachers who effectively bring science learning experiences to their students. And we've won regional and national recognition, including inclusion in 2 nationwide compendiums of best practice STEM education organizations. Most important are the many heartfelt notes we receive from teachers and principals every year thanking us for our support, for helping them to become better teachers, and for being the invaluable voice that reminds them to do science every week. And the notes from students that say they now want to be paleontologists or engineers or chemists or biologists when they grow up. Teachers who work with low-income and minority students tell us learning to think like a scientist will help their students be successful in all areas of life. The world needs scientists who view it through different cultural lenses. Teachers tell us that early science education is the ticket to a better future for many of their students. There are 3 challenges we face. First, people often assume that science is a core portion of the kindergarten through 6th grade school experience, so building awareness among funders and donors can be a challenge. Second, many of the schools in the low-income communities we serve experience fairly high teacher turnover rates, so reaching out to hundreds of new teachers at existing schools each year is a challenge. And third, our greatest challenge recently has been finding the right way into school districts where we know, and district leaders have acknowledged, our services are needed, but where districts lack the personnel or focus to partner effectively. Additional resources would allow us to dedicate staff to outreach to districts where we know our services are needed and where we know our services fit well with the other efforts and resources being marshaled. We would increase on-site professional development and personalized support for our teachers. With over 100 schools, we currently rely on electronic communication, special events, and presentations at staff meetings where time is often limited. Increasing our on-site support will deepen our relationships with the teachers we serve. We would increase outreach to scientists and engineers located near districts where we would like to grow, bringing our models for in-class presentations to more science workplaces and colleges, and therefore into more classrooms. Finally, we would also like to share our tools for teachers more widely and share our model for training graduate students and other scientists to do education outreach in their communities. We would like to work with partners to develop additional resources in response to teacher requests for help with science fairs, family science nights, resources for principals, and other school site-based capacity building. We participate in regional efforts to ensure all students, including those in low-income and underrepresented minority communities, have access to science learning. We'd like to see greater advocacy for the importance of this mission in state and national funding policies.